Uh-oh. Uh-oh. YouTube. What's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another video from Fantasy Good Sports, guys. Today's video is going to be on Week 12 waiver wire ads, guys. And listen, I'm gonna go through this list kind of quick because I know y'all need y'all sauce quickly. So I got quarterbacks, running backs, tight ends, and wide receivers, and I got some bonus, guys. So make sure you watch the whole video. So with no further ado, guys, let's get started. Make sure you sign up for the OnlyFans. The link is on the page, as you can see at the bottom. So make sure you sign up, guys. $10 a month. Cutting edge content, very personable. If you need me to rate your lineups, give you some trade targets, off-season dynasty moves, whatever you need, guys. Great content over there on my OnlyFans. So make sure you sign up. All right, let's begin. Let's start with the quarterbacks. The first quarterback, guys, is Jimmy Garoppolo. Yes, guys, Jimmy Garoppolo, guys, you see he threw for what, 4 touchdowns? Now, listen, he don't have a big arm, but he got so many weapons with the guys. I mean, Debo, IU, CMC, all those guys, and George Kittle are great YAC guys. So I love Jimmy going forward. Next is Taylor Heinicke, guys. Yes, Taylor Heinicke is playing out of his mind. So now that they had announced that he's going to be the starter for the rest of the season. As in now, right? A lot of people say, he's the starter for the rest of the season, and they move off of it for 2 or 3 weeks. They said Zach Wilson was going to be the starter, but they moved off of that. But anyway, this video is not about Zach Wilson. But Taylor Heinicke, guys, with hyper-targeting and Terry McLaurin with that great offensive line and that good run game with Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson, I like Taylor Heinicke, guys. So pick him up if you need to stream a quarterback, or your quarterback, you got Justin Fields. You need to go and pivot, or you might need to pivot from him because just depend on like if his injury is bad, if he's out for the rest of the season, or if he's just out for a week, or if he does play. But I think Taylor Heinicke is a guy that you can go get, and I will feel good about starting him. Next is Andy Dalton. And listen, I know a lot of you don't like Andy Dalton. But guys, he got Chris Olave, he got Alvin Kamara, he got good coaching, got Taysom. He got some weapons there to help take the pressure off where he can be a safe play. So I think Andy Dalton is a good safe play going forward off the waivers, guys, for Week 12. Next is Kenny Pickett. And I've been talking about Kenny Pickett all year, guys. Kenny Pickett is a young rookie that's getting better every week. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Matt Canada offense, and I'm not, as of right now, I'm not a big fan of it. But George Pickens is getting better every week. So we already know he's hyper-targeting Pat Freiermuth, but George Pickens is what can take this offense to another level, and I believe it's happening. Najee Harris is picking up. So all this together is going to help Kenny Pickett numbers in fantasy. So last but not least is Marcus Mariota, and I have to give him credit. He doesn't hyper-target his weapons. So Kyle Pitts going down doesn't even hurt Marcus Mariota. Drake London, if he's hurt or whatever, it doesn't hurt Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota legs, him completing a few passes is what takes his game to the next level. So I think he's one of the best streamers for Week 12 and year 2022 fantasy. One of the best streamers. I mean, his legs is gravy. All right, guys, let's move on to the running backs. Yes, the running backs, everybody's favorite. The first running back you should be picking up off the waivers, and I would say he's not going to start for the rest of the season, but you're probably going to have to empty that bank. I mean, you're going to have to spend a lot of fab because everybody knows what this guy is. He's on a really good offense. It's some RGP Ryan. You're going to have to pay up for him now. This is not no penny or anything. This is, you're going to have to spend $1. You're going to have to spend some money. So if you got $100 worth of fab, it might cost you $70 to get him. If you waiver priority, you're not going to give you to get him with no 5th or 6th waiver priority. It's going to take waiver 1, waiver 2, waiver 3, at least to get some RGP Ryan. All right. Next, guys, is Latavius Murray. Yes, Latavius Murray. They cut Melvin Gordon in Denver. He's fumbling, and somebody's going to pick up Melvin Gordon, but that don't mean Latavius Murray is not going to get a lot of work in Denver. Even though Chase Edmonds is out, and he might be coming back, and even though Mike Boone is coming back, Latavius Murray is going to get all those honey touches, which is goal line carries or the green zone. So I believe in Latavius Murray as far as the short yardage. He's going to score if they get opportunities. The offense is garbage, but when they do get in the red zone or the green zone, they're going to give it to Latavius. Next, guys, is Cam Akers. Yes, Cam Akers. They cut Darrell Henderson. Darrell Henderson has been an okay back in his day. Like 3 years ago, Darrell Henderson was good. He was explosive, but it's no longer. The injuries have derailed him. So now they trying to champion Cam Akers to see what he got for the rest of the season. And maybe he gets better. Maybe he busts a long run out. So I think Cam Akers is a guy that you got to pick up off waivers. He should not be on waivers just for the fact what's going on with Darrell Henderson getting cut. So I would pick up Cam Akers. Next, guys, is James Cook from the Buffalo Bills. Now, listen, yes, they got Devin Singletary, and they did pick up Naeem Hines. But Devin Singletary had about, 15 to 16 carries, and then James Cook had 11 carries and had about 80 yards. He had a nice run for about 40. So he looked good, guys. So I'm telling you to pick him up now before they actually start integrating both of these guys at a heavy rate. So you can get James Cook, because if you wait maybe 2 more weeks, you might miss him. Or maybe 1 more week. So go ahead and pick up James Cook now. Now, you ain't got to spend a lot of waiver on him. I don't think people are going to be championing him, but you need to get him off waivers. Last but not least, guys, is Michael Carter. And I know Michael Carter didn't play good, but guess what? They talking about benching Zach Wilson. If they bench Zach Wilson, I think Michael Carter, and I thought he could be with Zach Wilson, but we seen what Zach Wilson did. It looked terrible. It looked like a high school quarterback out there. I mean, his feet choppy, whatever. But I think Michael Carter with a good quarterback that knows the game, like Joe Flacco or Mike White, what he did with Michael Carter last year, I think Michael Carter might go through the roof. Michael Carter had a 55-point fantasy game last year with Mike White. And I think he had a few decent games with Joe Flacco last year. And he had some decent games with Joe Flacco early this season. Not what I wanted to see, but Breach Hall was still there. So with Breach Hall being gone, if one of these backup quarterbacks come in, Michael Carter could be a league-winning player, guys. I said what I said if Zach Wilson gets benched. And this team could go far because they got a great defense. I said what I said. I'm not saying great like he a Hall of Fame defense, but this defense is top 5. All right, guys, let's move on to my wide receiver. And listen, I got a couple wide receivers, so I'm not going to hold y'all up on this video. But Darius Slayton, I like him from the Giants. With Rondell Robinson being out for the rest of the year with a ACL and an MCL, he tore his MCL and ACL, or it might just be ACL. But I know he's going to be out for a while, at least a year. Darius Slayton has been doing really good. He out of 6 weeks, 4 out of 6 weeks, guys, he's been a top 24 wide receiver. So I got to mention that. Next is Matt Collins. Now, the only reason I'm talking about Matt Collins, Hunter Renfrow is out. Darren Waller hasn't played. He's the number 2. So it's Devontae Adams and Matt Collins. So that's a guy, just by default, that's a good guy to stream from week to week. Next is Treylon Burks. He has arrived. Yeah, is he going to have 20 points every week? No, but he's going to have opportunities, especially when you're trying to stop Derrick Henry. That's why A.J. Brown was so good. He always had one-on-one coverage because everybody coming in that box to stop Derrick. Next, guys, is Julio Jones. Now, Julio had been hurt a lot, but this last game, he had a great run, and I think they know they need to get him the ball. He helps take off pressure from Godwin and Mike Evans. So Russell Gage being down, I think Julio can have some big plays. He's not going to get a lot of value, but the ones he do get, he can score on because Julio still run a 4.4. He might not be a 4.3 now, or it might be a low 4.5, but Julio's still fast and big. Next, guys, is Terrence Marshall, and I've been talking about him for a while. Now, listen, Sam Darnold's coming in. Now, Baker Mayfield does hyper-target Terrence Marshall, but I think Terrence Marshall still is a good opportunity a guy to pick up and play with Sam Darnold being the quarterback. So PJ Walker, I like Terrence Marshall okay, but Sam Darnold, that type of quarterback in the pocket guy, Sam Darnold can move, but he's a pocket guy. I like Terrence Marshall. DJ Moore, I don't know about him. But Terrence Marshall, guys, I think that's a guy to pick up off waivers. He shouldn't be on your waivers. All right, guys, next is Elijah Moore. And you know why I'm telling you pick up Elijah Moore from the Jets? It's because Zach Wilson might get benched. It's just that simple. Ain't nothing else to say. We know what Elijah Moore was without Zach Wilson. He was a top 5 wide receiver last year. All right, next, guys, is Justin Watson from the Kansas City Chiefs. With Kadarius Toney going out in the first quarter with a hamstring injury, as he's done with the Giants, Justin Watson went and got a lot of targets. It looked good. So I don't know if Juju comes back. So if Juju don't come back, Justin Watson is a nice play. Next, guys, is Sky Moore. So you're going to have to make a decision between Sky Moore and Justin Watson. To me, Sky Moore is the boom play. Justin Watson is the safe play. I think Sky Moore can have bigger plays and have more yak yards. With Justin Watson, I feel like he's going to get more targets. So maybe in PPR, you go with Justin Watson. Maybe in a standard or half PPR, you go with Sky Moore with the upside. All right. And I got 2 more wide receivers for you guys. Next is Jameson Williams. Yes, the guy coming out of Alabama going on Detroit. Guys, with Amon-Ra being healthy, Jared Goff playing a good game, that team is good. They didn't win like 4 games. So now Jameson Williams, all he got to do is step in a deep threat role, and it's going to help this offense evolve. So I think they are looking for Jameson Williams to come back. At first, they thought they weren't going to be a playoff contender. They didn't want him to come back. But now that they didn't want 4 straight games, they want Jameson Williams to come back because they help this team. So be picking up. You better not see Jameson Williams out there on the waivers. You better get him. You better get him. And last but not least, guys, this is one of my favorite guys. This is my wide receiver of the week. One of my best waiver wire pickups, I think, is DeMarcus Robinson from the Ravens, guys, the Baltimore Ravens. And the reason why I like DeMarcus Robinson from the Baltimore Ravens, guys, is because he's the only alpha. Duvernay can't separate like that. He's a gadget player. Prochet is more of a gadget player. He can separate a little bit running regular routes, but he's more of a gadget player too. Mark Andrews is alpha. He's running routes and getting separation. But they need another wide receiver to do it, and it's DeMarcus Robinson. So that's the guys. I'm telling you, he's a wide receiver 3 easy, or low end wide receiver 2 is going and got a floor of 12 points, 10 to 12 points, because Lamar Jackson needs to throw it to some wide receivers. So I love DeMarcus Robinson. Make sure you pick him up. All right, guys. Last but not least, we got tight ends. So, guys, first tight end I feel like you should be picking up. He shouldn't be on your waivers, but if he is, pick him up. It's David Njoku. He played a little bit, but that was his first week off injury. This week, he should even be more healthy. So I love David Njoku going forward. Next, guys, is Juwan Johnson from the New Orleans Saints. And listen, Juwan Johnson's have caught 4 touchdowns in the last 3 to 4 weeks. He is a fantasy startable guy, so you pick him up. Next, guys, is Dawson Knox from the Buffalo Bills. With all those weapons, people trying to take away Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis, Dawson Knox has been one-on-one. So he's starting to pick up. What do you have? 8 targets this week and 7 targets last week. So that's a good target value for a tight end. 2 more guys. Next is Logan Thomas. Yes, Logan Thomas from the Washington Commanders. Guys, I know what Logan was before he hurt his knee last year. So now Logan Thomas, guys, I think this is a tight end that you need to pick up. And he's probably going to be the best streamable tight end out here, other than the top 5 guys. I think he's a great streamable guy. So if you're the Kyle Pitts owner and you've been trying to get Kyle Pitts in there, go get Logan Thomas. Last but not least, guys, is the boom bust tight end of all time is Taysom Hill. You got to roll him out there. They said they're going to keep using him. They got Andy Dalton starting. They're not going to put Jameis Winston in. So Taysom Hill going to always have a chance to go crazy at the tight end spot. 20 point, 30 point, 40 points, 50 points. So make sure you pick up Taysom Hill. So, guys, thank y'all for tuning in to Fantasy Good Sports, guys. Make sure you see on the bottom of the screen right there, sign up for the OnlyFans if you want to support the channel. There, guys, I'm not going to rate your teams that much in YouTube on the comment section. It's just too much on me. But on OnlyFans, I got you whatever you need, guys. So if you want you need your team rated, you need questions answered all times of the day, go sign up for the OnlyFans. So, guys, y'all be safe. Peace.